If a queen can walk calmly toward death, how could her soldiers ever fear it?
The queen who walked before the spears. The morning air was sharp and unforgiving. It was not the quiet cold of peace, but the kind that burned the lungs and warned the body that death was awake. Queen Aeloria of the Eastern Vale stood at the front of her army. Thousands of spears rose behind her, perfectly aligned, like a forest made of iron and resolve. No drums were beating, no horns were blown. Everyone was watching her. She did not sit on a horse, she did not hide behind armor or walls. She walked on her own feet, holding her staff, her emerald crown catching the pale light of dawn. That alone was enough to shake the hearts of those who faced her. They had always said a queen belonged behind stone walls and closed doors. They said a woman could rule a court, but never a battlefield. Aeloria had never listened to such voices. She stopped, and the army stopped with her, not because they were ordered to, because they had learned to move when she moved, and to wait when she waited. Across the open field, the enemy gathered, men who believed this land was weak, men who believed the crown on her head was only decoration. They did not know her story. Aeloria remembered the night she became queen. She was only 19 years old when her father died. The crown was still warm when it touched her hands, and the throne felt too large beneath her. The council whispered behind curtains. Generals spoke carefully, measuring every word, already planning how to control her. Some thought she would break, others hoped she would. Instead, she learned. She learned the language of steel and silence. She learned that mercy must be balanced with strength. She learned that loyalty is never inherited, it is earned through action. And most of all, she learned that a ruler must never ask others to face what she herself fears. The wind brushed against her teal robes, the golden patterns woven into the fabric telling stories older than memory. Stories of queens who ruled wisely, and kings who fell because they forgot who they served. Aeloria lifted her staff, and the wind seemed to still. Today, she said, her voice calm but unyielding, we do not fight for gold, and we do not fight for glory. She turned just enough for her soldiers to see her face. We fight because they believe we will kneel. Her eyes hardened, steady and unafraid, and we do not kneel. The soldiers struck their spears into the ground once. The sound rolled across the field like thunder. The enemy charged, arrows darkened the sky, screaming as they fell. Shields rose behind the queen in perfect unity, arrows breaking apart like rain against stone. Aeloria did not step back. She moved forward. Every step was deliberate, every breath controlled. Around her, chaos erupted, but at her side there was order. Spears moved together. Commands passed without shouting. Men fought harder simply because she was there. They remembered her mother's words, words Aeloria herself had never forgotten. If you lead them to war, let them see your back only when you refuse to retreat. Steel clashed. The ground shook. Time lost its meaning. When the dust finally settled, enemy banners lay torn and trampled in the mud. Confirmed victory did not come with cheers, only with silence and exhausted breaths. Aeloria planted her staff into the earth. She looked across the battlefield, across the fallen and the living, and spoke softly, not to her soldiers, but to the land itself. I am still here. The wind carried her words far beyond the field. History would not remember how many enemies fell that day. It would remember something far greater. That once, in an age of fire and doubt, there was a queen who walked before the spears.